It's summertime in Santa Cruz, and that means water, waves, and the best little road race in California. 16,000 runners, joggers, and walkers from across the country and around the world have converged on the Central Coast to experience this classic road race from Santa Cruz to Capitola by the Sea. The picturesque setting, perfect weather, and rollicking beach party atmosphere guarantee a good time, just like the town itself. It's the 42nd annual Wharf to Wharf race, and it's next. Good morning and welcome to a race that continues to grow both in popularity and prestige. I'm Kirsten Fairchild alongside national running journalist John Gugalis. So good to have you with us. Last year, a corral system was implemented at the start of the race. It proved to be a success, and John, because everything went so well, 16,000 runners were able to register for this race.
Every year, Wharf to Wharf sells out faster than the year before, but it's not just a matter of adding people to the field. The corral system's success last year proved that this year's race can safely hold the largest number of participants in the race's history, while ensuring that everyone can still have a good time.
More than 50 bands will entertain the runners along the course, and it's worth mentioning that this year marks the 100th anniversary of the Santa Cruz Wharf. It really is the party-like atmosphere that makes this race so special.
Kirsten, absolutely. The sheer number of bands means that Wharf to Wharf has a mix between Mardi Gras and running race. But it's not all fun and games. Leading the race are some of the best runners in the world, competing for over $22,000 worth of prize money. And recreational runners are all gunning for a spot in the top 100. Now in its 42nd year, Wharf to Wharf truly has something for runners of all abilities.
Those familiar with the course often use words like beautiful and deceptive to describe it. Here's why. Starting adjacent to Main Beach and the historic Santa Cruz Wharf, runners first pass by the classic rides and attractions of the world-famous Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The race then heads inland over the San Lorenzo Bridge and loops up and around the Santa Cruz Yacht Harbor to Twin Lakes Beach. East Cliff Drive offers plenty of awesome views as runners pass Schwan Lake Wildlife Sanctuary, Pleasure Point, and descend into Capitola Village for a final sprint to the finish. Between the beauty bands and weather, it's easy to see why runners return to the Wharf to Wharf race each and every year. I'm here with Mark Riley, who is in charge of marketing and communications for the Palo Alto Medical Foundation and Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center, presenting sponsors of the Wharf to Wharf race. Mark, why did PAMF and Sutter decide to become presenting sponsors of the Wharf to Wharf?
Well, Kirsten, we have several reasons, but the key thing is the Wharf to Wharf is not only just fun, it's also about health and fitness, and that's something we want for our patients. And also, I don't know if people realize this, but the money raised by the Wharf to Wharf goes to support athletic programs at the schools and athletic scholarships. And we love knowing that our sponsorship dollars have gone to this great cause.
I understand PAMP has recently opened a new clinic on the west side of Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful clinic. It's 18,000 square feet, 2 stories. You can't miss it if you're going out on Mission Street. What's nice about it is it's sort of a one-stop shop for primary care. We've got family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics for the first time on the west side, urgent care, and then we've got laboratory and radiology. So you can go see your doctor, have your tests all done at the same spot.
You look like you're dressed to run. You have plenty of people to run with you. Are you ready to run this race?
We're going to tear this race up, aren't we, team?
Thank you so much. Enjoy the race. Only minutes now before the start of the race. The defending champ is back, but there are a lot of newcomers on the men's side. Who should we keep our eyes out for?
Well, last year's surprise champion Nelson Oyugi is back, and he's had a great year, winning half marathons all over the country. But I'll be watching Simon Durangu. Durangu has been winning races much closer to Wharf's distance all of July. And when I spoke with him, he said he's been working on his speed just for today. As far as the Americans, 2012 runner-up Ben Bruce is back. And Daniel Tapia, a nationally ranked marathoner who grew up very close to here in Watsonville, will also be in the mix.
Like last year, past champions have returned to the women's field. We really do have an exciting matchup in store for us.
Absolutely. Emily Infeld won here last year despite never having raced on the roads. But the big question for this year is whether an injury she sustained in the fall has prevented her from getting back into the shape it takes to win. Risper Gasabwa, the 2012 champion, has had no such injury issues, and she appears to be the woman to beat. But I'll be most curious about Tara Erdman. Erdman was third in the 10,000 meters in the U.S. in 2013. And if there's a surprise on the women's side, I'm betting it's going to come from her.
It's race day in Santa Cruz County. Time for the 42nd annual running of the Wharf to Wharf race. The start, it's up next. The Wharf to Wharf race is presented by Palo Alto Medical Foundation, Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center. Welcome back to the Wharf to Wharf race. PAMP ophthalmologist Dr. Jason Luksich is the starter this morning. Dr. Luksich takes over those duties from longtime starter Lee Overbeck, who passed away this year. Lee contributed so much over the years to this race, the running community, and to athletics in Santa Cruz County, particularly in the San Lorenzo Valley. He most certainly will be missed.
Runners, take your marks.
And they're off 16,000 pairs of feet beginning the 6-mile trek from Santa Cruz to Capitola by the Sea.
And Kirsten, right now, it's perfect running conditions. It's about 70 degrees, there's no breeze, and it's light overcast. It's a perfect opportunity for fast times.
Nelson Oyugi, the defending champ, wearing the bright blue singlet. His countryman, Simon Ndurangu, in the lime green. The course record set in 1992 by Lamek Aguta, 26 minutes, 42 seconds. The women's record set in 2002, Esther Kiplagat, 30 minutes, 42 seconds. Not everyone is trying to win this race. Everyone, however, attempting to complete it.
Already you're seeing that first lead group really start to separate itself. There's the great recreational runners, the top 100 that are looking to sort of solidify themselves, but it's this first group of about 6 guys. This is where your eventual winner is going to come from.
2 Americans included in the mix, including Ben Bruce in orange and Scott Boz in the black singlet. Boz, a great story out of San Luis Obispo.
Scotty Boz was the youngest American to ever complete a sub 4-minute mile and a sub 28-minute 10,000 meters. After signing professional, though, he hasn't had the greatest career. Right now, he's actually working in a running store in San Luis Obispo. Wharf to Wharf is a redemption race for him.
Because of this corral system, runners are still moving forward. There is chip timing in effect, so once the runners reach the start line, that is when their race officially begins. However, the lead pack already crossing the San Lorenzo Bridge.
It's tempting in this first mile to really go out fast because there's no real hills that have come up yet. Good runners right now are trying to relax and save energy for the hills ahead. But just as the elites themselves are beginning to group up, so are recreational runners. As the course opens up, as more and more people get that space, you're naturally looking left and right for people that are about your same fitness to settle in with and take this journey.
Approaching the 1-mile mark, 2 Americans, 4 East Africans. John, 2 of these East African runners are running this race for the first time.
Course knowledge is so important with a race like Wharf to Wharf with its hills. If you know the course, you can attack at strategic points and break your opponent. You can end the race early. Now, right now, Nelson Oyugi is running side to side with Ndurangu, but Oyugi is the one that's really leading this race. Ndurangu is watching him out of the corner of his eye and looking to respond.
4:28 for that first mile, a respectable pace. Among the masses, the women's race going on, a pack of 7 breaking away and attacking this hill. Risper Gasabwa, the 2012 champion, in the red jersey.
And just as we expected, there's Emily Infeld cautiously in the back. In the men's race, it looks like the hill has already claimed its first victim. We're down to a pack of 5, and still Nelson Oyugi is right there driving and leading this race.
This race is a fundraiser for area schools in Santa Cruz County. Since 1989, it has awarded the Howard Marcus Memorial Scholarship to both a male and female student-athlete graduating from an area high school. Both student-athletes will receive $3,000 a year for 4 years. Let's meet the 2014 Howard Marcus Memorial Track and Field Scholarship winners. Claire Peabody was the 2013 CCS Cross Country Champion and qualified for the CIF State Meet in Cross Country all 4 years while at Aptos High. The 3-time state meet qualifier in the 1,600 meters, 8-time Scholar Athlete Award winner, and 3-time Wharf to Wharf Top 100 finisher will attend Brown University in the fall, where she'll compete in cross country and track and field. Claire Peabody, the 2014 Female Howard Marcus Scholarship recipient. Santa Cruz High School's Dion Shattuck is a 3-time state meet qualifier in track and field and won the 2014 Bob Ensweiler Award at the SCCAL Championships for winning the high jump, long jump, and pole vault. He'll attend the University of Arizona this fall, where he'll compete in the decathlon and major in science, math, engineering, or a related field. Dion Shattuck, the 2014 Male Howard Marcus Scholarship recipient. The lead pack still 5. Mile number 2, they went 4:32 as they crossed the Murray Street Bridge.
Oyugi and Durango are both still at the front, still pushing. It looks like Ben Bruce is in some serious trouble. Right now they're approaching the hilliest part of the course. It's only a matter of time before someone makes a break and shatters this lead pack.
Tani Okela of Uganda also in this lead group. He is a Wharf to Wharf veteran. So many participants return every year because this is more than just a race. Let's check out the sights and sounds along the course. Thanks to Palo Alto Medical Foundation, Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center for sponsoring the Wharf to Wharf race. Welcome back to the Wharf to Wharf race. For so many of our participants, the Wharf to Wharf is the ultimate fun run. Bands, fans, and jams keep it lively along the 6-mile course. But for those looking to finish in the prize money, it's all business. $1,000 separates each of the top 4 finishers. Right now, our lead pack has shrunk to 4.
Looks like Nelson Oyugi is using that local knowledge. He's taking the inside tangent to really push up this hill. And this is the critical hill. Every year we see the breaks happen on this hill. It's far enough from the course where if you break someone, they're not going to be coming back.
Oyugi, he said he was in such great fitness last year, broke his cheekbone in a bicycle accident last month. He, I'm sure, is happy to be in this position, challenging right now the leader, Simon Ndurangu.
He's been looking so good, but yeah, this is Durangu's move entirely. And it looks like there's a gap that's opening up between Durango and Oyugi and the 2 Americans behind them. This could be significant for the rest of the race. If Boz and Bruce want a challenge for more than the top American, they have to cover this move.
Once again, the race benefits area youth and local high schools. The Otis Chandler Memorial Scholarship was first awarded in 2006, honoring a female and male student athlete, each of whom will receive $3,000 a year for 2 years. Here are the 2014 Otis Chandler Memorial Track and Field Scholarship winners. For 4 years, Claire McMillan was a varsity athlete in both cross country and track at San Lorenzo Valley High. She finished in the top 15 for 3 straight years at the CIF State Cross Country Championships and will compete in both sports for the University of Utah this fall. Claire McMillan, the 2014 Female Otis Chandler Scholarship recipient. A state meet and 3-time CCS Finals qualifier in track and field, Raymond Silver holds the Watsonville High School record in the high jump. He's headed south to UC San Diego this fall, where he'll major in engineering. Raymond Silver, the 2014 Male Otis Chandler Scholarship recipient. Checking in with the women's race, it's a lead pack of 3, all Kenyans. A bit surprised to see Carolyn Rotitz, the 30-year-old, wearing the black and yellow, currently behind our countrywoman Alphine Tuliamuk-Bolton, and in front of Gisabwa, Rotitz, known as a marathon runner.
And in the men's race, Nelson Oyugi has spent so much time in the half marathon, it's possible those finer, faster gears he needs to win just aren't there. Oyugi is not just in danger of failing to defend his title, he's in danger of falling prey to the Americans who are behind him, organized, and coming.
Besides showcasing international elite athletes, the Wharf to Wharf also benefits local runners of all skill levels. The Wharf to Wharf is an event dedicated to the community, and its effects can be felt far beyond the 4 scholarships that are awarded each year. Looking around Santa Cruz County, it's easy to spot the impact of the Wharf to Wharf race. As an organization dedicated to promoting running as a means to health and fitness, it has donated more than $5 million to local facilities. Over its long history, race proceeds have helped improve facilities at schools of all grade levels for the benefit of runners, walkers, and joggers of all ages. After running a 4:50 third mile, Durango follows that up with 4 minutes 29 seconds for the 4th.
And you can see just how severe Oyugi has been broken. He's drifted way far back, and now it looks like Scotty Boz is really sticking it to him, really shooting that gap to get contact and challenge him for that second position.
The 28-year-old Durango was 26 seconds off the world record for an 8K when he won the Crazy Eights, comes into this race with so much confidence.
And this is really dangerous because if they let him keep going, let him keep bringing that gap larger and larger, he's going to go into this very twisty section that's easy to lose sight. And once Durango's out of sight, Durango's gone.
Women aren't too far behind. A blistering pace for this lead pack of 3. Now Rotitz out in front of Tuliamuk-Bolton and Gisabwa. Gisabwa told me before the race she wanted to break the course record.
And it's important to note, it's not just Gisabwa that's in contention for this course record, it's all 3 of them.
Durango widening the gap. He's got Pleasure Point all to himself with the exception of supportive spectators. The rest of the masses, all 15,999 of them, following in his footsteps, making that trek from Santa Cruz to Capitola. Palo Alto Medical Foundation, Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center, thank you for sponsoring the Wharf to Wharf race. Welcome back to the 42nd Annual Wharf to Wharf race. As the masses make their way along Pleasure Point, one man has separated himself from the pack and is cruising into Capitola Village.
Durango really showed his patience on this course, watching Oyugi, and then when it came time to make the move on the big hill by Schwan Lake, breaking the race wide open. It was never a question after that of who was going to take this race.
Winning time 27:34 for Durango.
It looks like Scotty Boz has eventually caught Oyugi and just moved right past him. That was a really gutsy move that he made, and this is a great result for him after a hard couple of years.
Boz crosses the finish line in 27:59 in front of the third-place American 28:08 for Ben Bruce.
Unfortunately, it looks like Nelson Oyugi couldn't actually muster a comeback. He's going to have to settle for 4th this year.
Oyugi's time 28:23, that's 70 seconds slower than last year's championship run. The oldest woman in the elite field, 30-year-old Carolyn Rotitz, breaks the tape. Her first showing in the Wharf to Wharf race, it's a victory at 30 minutes 18 seconds.
When you have so many women that are so fit, course records happen naturally. That's what it was. It was 3 women all vying for the win, and a course record was just the byproduct.
It was Gisabwa's goal to break the record. She does. She has to settle for 2nd, but her time 30 minutes 29 seconds, and finishing 3rd is Tuliamuk-Bolton, who actually went to school in Wichita State. Bolton ties the previous course record, 30 minutes 42 seconds. John, what an outstanding day for the women at the Wharf to Wharf race.
And here comes Dane Gradoni, an Aptos High School alumnus, and the top local finisher.
Gradoni finishing 16th in a time of 30 minutes 57 seconds. And his fellow Aptos High alum, Amy Schnittger, I believe, the top local female, she runs 34:11 to finish 12th. The 2014 Wharf to Wharf champions have been determined. Let's check in with the winners. Caroline, congratulations on being the Wharf to Wharf winner. I understand you are a marathoner. How did you manage this win today?
Yeah, came here was part of training, and I knew everybody's a short distance runner, so I was trying to just like stay with everyone as hard as I can. We started, and I think it was 2-3 people until 3 miles, and then we pushed another 1 mile. We were 2 of us. After that, I was like, okay, it seems like it's gonna be a good race, so I'd keep it there and pull it off over in this finish. So it was a nice race.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Caroline Rotiz, the 2014 Wharf to Wharf women's champion. Now over to John with the men's champion.
I'm here with Simon Durango, winner of the 2014 Wharf to Wharf race. Simon, how did you feel today?
I feel great, being my first time in, Wharf to Wharf, and I came all the way and win the race. So it was my big dream. I have been trying to train very well just to make sure I come and win. I'm very happy that my training worked well.
You also chose to attack at a very specific point in the course, uphill. Why did you choose that point?
Well, I knew the field was strong enough, so I just keep eye on the guys. By the time we approached the second going up here, I tested the guys, and I knew that I gonna make move. Nobody come with me, so I decided just to keep pushing and maintain the pace.
Well, congratulations on your great intuition today and your win. Kirsten, back to you.
2 Aptos High graduates finish as top locals. Dane Gradoni finished 15th. Amy Schnittger finished 12th. Congratulations on being the top local. What does it mean to you?
Oh, it's just so awesome and so nice. I've always wanted to get it, and now finally it happened. So
You just moved back to the area. How many times have you run this race, and how important is this race to you?
I've run it about 4 times. It's awesome. It's such a good race. It's such a good community event, and it's really nice. It's really important.
Congratulations on being the top woman local. And now moving over to you, your cousin Bo Gradoni Rogers finished twice as the top men's local. Finally, you can say, yeah, now I am too.
Yeah, it's nice to get one under the belt, keep the family tradition going, keep Aptos High tradition going.
Good job on the finish, Dane, and congratulations to all our winners. Another Wharf to Wharf race is coming to a conclusion. However, the winners have been decided. First-time champions. The women's winner, a big surprise. The men's winner, not too unexpected.
Absolutely. Kirsten, it takes a great run to win Wharf to Wharf, but in Caroline Rotizzi's case, it took a better run than has ever occurred in Wharf to Wharf. Actually, runner-up Risberg Asawa set a course record, but it wasn't enough. Caroline Rotiz herself set an amazing record for the win. And on the men's side, just like we expected, Simon in Durango, it was right up there in the mix, broke Nelson Oyugi right between miles 3 and 4, and actually set up Nelson Oyugi to be snapped up by runners-up Scotty Bawes and third-place finisher Ben Bruce.
Joggers and walkers are still coming across the finish line. Others are enjoying the beach, getting into the water. A perfect place to end the 42nd Wharf to Wharf race here in Capitola Village. On behalf of our entire production crew and my partner today, John Gugela, I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next year for the 43rd running of the Wharf to Wharf race.
Congratulations. We'll be setting up a trip for 2 to New Zealand for her.
The 42nd annual Wharf to Wharf race presented by Palo Alto Medical Foundation, Sutter Maternity and Surgery Center.